With a vision of growth and expansion as a means to secure America's western flank from encroachment by Spain, France, and England, President Thomas Jefferson secured congressional approval for an Army expedition to chart the lands west of the Appalachian Mountains. From 1803 to 1806, the Corps of Discovery, led by Captains Meriwether Lewis and William Clark, accomplished the amazing feat of traversing 8,000 miles of uncharted wilderness to the Pacific coast without losing a single man to hostile action. A skillful combination of the use of trade goods, interpretation, and a show of force through the demonstration of a repeating air gun brought the expedition through countless encounters with the various tribes of the interior and northwest coast.
Lewis was carrying a message to the Indians. You are now part of the United States. You now have a great white father, Jefferson, whose image is on the medals that he handed out. He says, we can bring this technology to you. He was selling them something. He was selling them the United States and the power behind the United States.
Although the model and manufacture of the Lewis air rifle is not identified in any of the expedition journals, the writings do describe its performance in noted field repairs. The Journal of Thomas Rodney, who witnessed Captain Lewis provide a demonstration of the air rifle on September 8, 1803, while the Corps was at Wheeling, Virginia, provides several key clues as to the type and operation of the air rifle.
Visited Captain Lewis's barge, he showed us his air gun, which he fired 22 times at one charge. All the balls are put at once into a short side barrel and are then dropped into the chamber of the gun one at a time by moving a spring. And when the trigger is pulled, just so much air escapes out of as serves for one ball. It is a curious piece of workmanship, not easily described, and therefore I omit attempting it. Thomas Rodney.
Dr. Beeman explains.
Rodney, this judge who met Lewis at Wheeling, he reported the gun. He mentioned twice in his report that it was a 22-shot gun. Well, everybody knows this was a 20-shot gun. So when Ernie took this thing apart and began to start counting the balls, he called me up and he says, there's a number of things you should know about this, Bob. One thing, it's 22 shot. Well, this rang some bells. 22 shots. Rodney mentioned this. It had never been mentioned anywhere in the literature, anywhere else.
For the first time in over 200 years, the mysteries of the Lewis and Clark air rifle, which directly contributed to the success of the expedition, were brought to life through the girandoni recreation. Ernie Cowan demonstrates.
This is the key to how this thing works. What it is a brass valve with a horn gasket. Horn is the only thing that would hold 800 pounds of air pressure. 200 pounds is considered extremely high pressure today. This is 800 pounds, so it's extremely dangerous. Things are lost in history. The other thing that's lost in history is brass coil spring. Coil springs were not known to be invented or used until around the 1820s, 1830s. But the way it's designed, you see the hole right here. You could take 1,500 pumps. If you don't take 1,500 full pumps, you'll be doing nothing because the air will not come in unless you've gone the full stroke. Now how this is loaded is you put the 20 rounds in the reservoir. I'm going to put one in. I don't know if all of you will be able to see it. You may have to change places, but what I'm going to do is show you what happens. This alongside the barrel is a large spring. When you push this sideways, that gun's loaded that quickly.
On May 12, 2005, Ernie Cowan, Rick Keller, and Dr. Robert Beeman demonstrated a recreation of the girandoni air rifle to the staff and faculty of the United States Army War College and the Army Heritage and Education Center at Carlisle Barracks. This one-of-a-kind artifact, the Lewis and Clark girandoni air rifle, directly led to the success of the Corps of Discovery and is one of our national treasures.